Hi, I'm Emily Vermis, and this is 120 Seconds to Better Leadership. So, I want to talk just very briefly today about being a good coaching sponsor. So, in our coaching programs, we always have, it's usually a direct supervisor that approves the objectives for the coaching engagement and gives the coach, periodic feedback about progress that they're seeing to date. I think it's a great way to both ensure the confidentiality of the actual coaching relationship, but gets us all in a room to talk about like the objectives and get feedback, because our coaches are very talented, but they don't go to work with their clients, and so they can talk about what's happening at work, but they don't get to see it. So we need someone on the ground that can see it to give us feedback on how behavior is changing. And a couple tips on how to be a good coaching sponsor. I think one, the willingness to really take the time to think about the objectives that your direct report has set, so that you make sure that if there are things that are missing or things that are there that are extraneous and not important, that we identify that early and upfront. Because again, your perspective obviously as the direct supervisor is pretty important about our success with the work. And two, I'd say, again, because we don't go to work with our clients, we need someone on the ground to say, hey, I saw this happen in a meeting and it was amazing, or I saw you do that again in a meeting and it was bad. Like, we need someone to tell us what's happening at work, and the direct reports need that as well. And I think third, I'd say to be a really good coaching sponsor, probably the most important piece is that you pay attention to coaching your people on the things that you know they're coaching on with their coach, because you're going to have a different way of saying it, a different perspective, and that additional push really helps. And often, clients in alignment meetings where we're trying to get the coach and the sponsor and the client to figure out kind of what's next. The biggest thing I think that great coaching sponsors do is they clear roadblocks and they find ways to support and help with the things that the client is trying to work on. So again, be in touch with our coaching objectives, be in touch with our coach in an appropriate way, and provide that on the ground, eyes on feedback that we can't provide, and then push for how you as a boss can support their objectives, can clear roadblocks for them, because we can't do that either. So what I love is when we get a really tuned in coaching sponsor and they are supporting the client and we're supporting the client, and the client's in the middle just, blossoming usually when all that happens. So just 3 easy things you can do as a coaching sponsor to make sure that you get the most out of your coaching investment and the most that you can for your people.